make you feel like you're on the cloud and you can't sit still when we on the floor. When I'm on them fours, when you use the force, there's no problem.
It's got to be the day that my voice is freaking gone. Hey guys, so today we're gonna do a different video. I'm going to actually cover all of my tattoos using makeup, and then I'm also going to answer questions that I get asked about my tattoos. This is definitely not a tutorial because I have never done this before, but I was able to go to Ulta and the girl there helped me pick up what I needed, as well as like I did research on YouTube and saw what other people had used or suggested. So we're going to color correct some of the color in my tattoos, and then on other places we should be able to cover it pretty well with just the Dermablend. So let me show you what I'm using. So this is Dermablend Professional Leg and Body Makeup Buildable Liquid Body Foundation. I have two different shades because I kind of felt like I was in between. Also, like, my face is darker than my hands, is darker or lighter than my chest, so I definitely wanted to have both of them, and maybe I'll have to use some in certain areas. This one is Medium Natural 40N, and this one is Light Beige 35C. Then, besides that, we're going to use these to color correct. These are Pro Conceals from LA Girl. I've actually used these before. I use one of them for my under eyes and to highlight different areas. But these are specifically for color correcting. This red says reddish corrector is going to cancel out green. This is the green corrector, and it will cancel out any of the red, which I feel like I have a lot of the red, honestly. Peach corrector, actually she told me I could use this for black. It's a learning process. We're gonna do this together. Also, I've got two different Morphe products. I've got the Jumbo Continuous Setting Mist. This is what I use with my makeup. I use it on my sponge before I apply everything, and I use it at the end to set everything. And then I've also got the Morphe Bacon Set Setting Powder in Banana. I've used this for forever. I guess we should start with the face. I'm thinking maybe this and this, and that'll just kind of give me an idea and get used to the product before we start doing like big areas. Okay, so let's work on this one right here. Because it's black, I need to use my peach color corrector. Okay, I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Tattoo's pretty old, honestly. I want to say I got it like early 20s. It says Nicholas. It's probably my most meaningful tattoo. So creepy. Okay, now I feel like what I've learned from this one is that the color correcting is more important than I realized. I almost feel like the color correcting has to be perfect. Like, I should only see that color before I start applying the Dermablend. Which tattoo hurt the most? I would say the one on my back. I've actually been asked this before, and the one on my back was horrible. If you're wondering, I have a tiger on one side and then a panther on another. If I can find a picture, I'll put the picture in like right here. But yeah. I got this rose tattoo, I think in my early 20s too. The artist who did this one for my brother also did this one. It actually looks pretty good. I still feel like in the dark areas I could make it kind of thicker. So now we're gonna go and use the darker Dermablend. we're gonna let that set and then I'll brush it off. But now let's go to the neck. I don't even know. I don't have like high hopes for this as far as like coverage goes because it's so dark and everything's so close together, but let's see. The next question that I feel like I get asked a lot is, do you regret any of them? And I honestly feel like it's a complicated question because do I regret the quality of some of them? I would say yes. But as far as do I regret like just getting the tattoo in general, I don't know if this makes any sense, but like no. At this point too, I have so many that most people don't even realize what half of them are. They just kind of become one big art piece when you, this is looking crazy good. Can we just take a second? It is a little, I was like a little pink, peachy, but that's the whole point in this. It's supposed to be peach to cancel out the black. So I am, this almost looks better than the stuff that I did on my face. This is, oh, this looks so weird to me. This is the neck with just the color corrector. You can literally see it just covering. Oh my gosh, this is so creepy. This is crazy. Look at this coverage. This is a brand new neck. Like, whose neck is this? I think I got this neck tattoo 19, I want to say at 19. And I remember when I got it, it wasn't the best shop or the best artist, but I remember when I got it, I left, my neck was on fire, and I couldn't parallel park for like a week because I couldn't turn my neck to the right or the left. Like trying to look over my shoulder was so painful because it was just, everything was so tight. Look at that. Oh, okay, so this guy's gonna be different. The black, we're gonna use peach, right? And then the red, she said to use green. This looks really good. I'm actually impressed with the coverage. You can't even tell that my neck and my shoulders had anything in comparison to like all this skin right here. One of the questions I have is, do you have more than one artist, or has more than one artist done your work? And the answer is yes. I've had 2 main artists, and then I would say one when I was younger that did a lot of the tattoos that aren't the greatest. This has taken a lot longer than I would have thought, but I mean, I guess it makes sense with color correcting and everything. What I think I'm gonna do is do from here up on my arms and then do a big reveal. So going back to the questions, a lot of people ask me what the style of my tattoos are. The ones on my face and my neck aren't really a certain style. They're black and gray. The rest of them are what you would call neo-traditional or traditional. So this arm is more like neo-traditional, and then this one is more old school. Another question I get a lot is, how many tattoos do you have? And that's probably the question that just gets me the most, because at this point I really have no idea, and it depends on how you count them. Like if you're, for instance, is knuckle, like your knuckle tattoos, does that count as 1? Does that count as 5? At one point I think I did count them and it was somewhere around 70, but I think that was counting them more as individuals. Some people ask me like which tattoo took the longest. I guess it depends on if you're saying like one session or multiple sessions. My back took the longest, but it was multiple sessions, and I want to say 6 hours at a time. In one sitting, I would say my chest tattoo, somewhere between 8 and 10 hours of like one sitting. Question that I get sometimes is, do you want more tattoos? And for me, like the older I get, it's not necessarily about if I want more, it's about if I just need to have more. I haven't wanted to get more in a while, but I know like aesthetically I need to have more. So I don't know if that makes sense. Like I have spots that need to be filled in pretty much. How do people normally respond to my tattoos? Everyone is different, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people who obviously, there's a lot of people who look at me like I'm crazy. But then there's, I could say the same about like people liking it. One of the last questions that I had on here was, how do you feel with and without your tattoos? And I never really thought about it or had an answer for that, because I had tattoos for so long, since I was 17, and I couldn't really picture myself without tattoos. When I went to Ulta, I was going through and picking out which Dermablend foundation I needed, and I was using the testers and testing them out on myself. I took one of them and I kind of covered like my tattoo above my eyebrow, and I covered the one on the side of my face, just trying to figure out like what shade I was. And it's so crazy because immediately I felt super uncomfortable to the point that I wanted to leave the store. I was looking around at different people, and I just felt super insecure. Like I felt uncomfortable. I felt just like not myself. It's hard for me to even explain. Like kind of like naked. Like people could like really see me, and not in like a positive way. I feel like there's something about my tattoos that make me feel comfortable and that kind of not define me, but it's just like a part of my identity, and I've been this way for so long. And not that I like hide behind my tattoos, but in a way they are like a security blanket for me. I was honestly afraid a little bit that I would cover up my tattoos and then look in the camera and kind of wish that I didn't have these tattoos and be like, oh man, I guess I made a mistake. For me, if anything, it's done the complete opposite. I feel so not myself. I feel just uncomfortable, and there's been a lot of people who wished that I didn't have these tattoos and told me that I could have been more and modeled or done this and that had I not gotten so many tattoos. And I guess I kind of always wondered if like maybe they were right, just like a little part of me, but knowing that like I really wanted to have these tattoos, and I just know now and feel confident in saying that like I know that they were wrong, because even right now looking in the viewfinder, I don't really know who that person is. I don't know why I'm crying. I really realized that like my tattoos are how I identify, and like without them, I just don't even know really who I would be. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my makeup transformation. I'll be back next week with another video, and I can't wait to talk to you guys. Bye.